So, for everybody that's just joining in, I'm the King. We got Crypto Lord here with us. We're the founders of Crypto Kingdom. And we got Crypt here from the Oracle Finance team. So we can kind of discuss their project in some more detail and kind of get some questions answered that the community has had. Always like to start with an intro for the team. Just kind of like to learn a little bit more about you guys as the team is so important to the project's success. So tell us about your team and who are the team members and what are their roles?
Sure. So, me and Yabi are the co-founders, and we both are software developers. I will tell you a bit about myself. So, I have been working in the fintech side of things as a software developer for past 4 5 years, and now I am completely moved to DeFi, working on the Web3 project. Same with Yabi, is one of my colleagues. On the team side, we have 7 core team members. Uh, out of which 3 of them are completely dedicated to software side of things. One of us is blockchain developers, front end developer, full stack developer. On marketing side, we have 2 people, one leading the entire community and other one completely looking into PR and communications. Uh, on design, we have a couple of designers as well who are working in the team to. So this is what the team looks like. Like I mentioned, core team is 7 people. Apart from that, we have few other people who are helping us for moderating the entire community.
Cool, great. Let's move into a little bit about your project. So tell everybody what chain you're going to be launching on and when will you launch. Let's get a little bit of those launch details.
Sure. So we already had a small community around in the early first week of April. Uh, so for the launch date, we are planning to make the protocol live on 16th of May. Our pre-sale is planned on 12th, and our fair launch will start from 13th. So this is the timelines that we have right now. Coming to the choice of chain, we initially planned to launch on OSS, but recently there were few issues on that chain, and due to which we have asked our community to help us decide a chain. Basically, we have floated a proposal and are taking community votes for right now. Most likely, we will be moving on to Polygon for building uh, our project.
Okay, got it. Can you give us some more info about any pre-sale details?
Sure. So pre-sale, we have, like I mentioned, we have planned it for 12th. It will be a FCFS. We have the starting price at $1.25. That's what we are planning to start the price at. And we are looking for 20% of the initial supply as the pre-sale amount. For Oracle Finance, we have a elastic token supply. So we don't have a so we are starting with an initial token of 2 million. So 20% of that is separated out for the pre-sale. So that is the pre-sale. For launch, we are using the remaining 40% of the initial supply that we have. Post this phase, we will have the bonding mechanism on our protocol live, and new tokens can be minted whenever someone buys a bond.
So we've got a few community submitted questions here. I want to kind of get into some of those. Ronald is asking, what makes Oracle unique compared to some of the other projects that have been coming out?
Yeah, so basically, if you ask me this question, basically we are building on the 3 foundation pillars. First is completely community governed. Second would be the passive yield and increasing flow price, and third is multi-utility. So first thing, most projects they have a DAO model, and basically the community makes decision on how the treasury has to be used. Second thing, we have a increasing floor price. I just mentioned the bonding mechanism. So whenever someone mints our new token, our protocol is made in such a way that every time a new token is generated, the overall backing for all existing token is increased. We have a consistently increasing floor price. Apart from that, we have various things like Oracle ecosystem and Oracle Capital. Ecosystem has various apps like NFT Platform, Launchpad. We have our Launchpad is already in the testnet stage, and we are actively working on the NFT platform. So all these things combined will ensure that the treasury gets a proper flow of revenue, which we will use to distribute it to all the stakers in the form of stable coins. We don't give any rebase rewards. Right? And the third thing is multi-utility. So just wanting the people to invest the money in your project just because of returns, that is unsustainable, because after, let's say, 6 months or 9 months, they will find some other project that is giving them a higher APY or something, and they will move there, right? This is something that we have seen with many other projects, and that is the truth. So that's why we focus more on we also focus on multi-utility. So if I have to give you an example, our current launchpad, every SOF token holder directly gets access to our launchpad, and we are building up the most premier launchpad. Like, we are using everything. We have partnership with audit firms, we have partnership with KYC firms, we have in partnership with incubators. So the plan is to make all these ecosystem app as the most premier app, so that it brings in continuous flow of money to the treasury, as well as providing multi-utility to all the SRF holders, thus increasing the overall overall market demand.
Cool. Yeah, I've got definitely got some more questions upcoming about the NFT marketplace and the launchpad and everything. But just to clarify, Domini was asking if you could please clarify this. Bonding will help the token price because tokens are locked until vested, thus removing those tokens from circulation. Isn't that the same as lock staking, as tokens are locked, thus out of circulation?
Not exact. Bonds are basically is a way of minting, but we can't give tokens right away. So basically, the bonding mechanism is made in such a way. We have a concept of TAV, which is the total asset value. The bonding price is decided based on the current debt, basically the treasury has, which is basically the amount of outstanding bonds. So once someone purchases bond, they get the bond in basically 3 days or 5 days time, depending on the type of bond we will be releasing out. So yeah, in a simple way, yeah, they lock their money in the protocol for some time, and after 3 or 5 days, they will get the tokens, get the OFI tokens, which they can then use to either hold it, sell it in the market, or just stake it for gaining all the rewards from the ecosystem.
Okay, thanks for clarifying. So Silver Igniter, he says the Launchpad and the NFT marketplace are ambitious plans. What more do you have as far as plans go for new token utilities within the ecosystem?
Sure. So one of the things, like I mentioned, is the launchpad. Every SRP holders get a chance to participate. Second would be the NFT platform. We are looking at various utilities there as well. Something like a featured page where the SRP holders can feature their NFTs and NFT collections. So that's another thing. We are also looking at various other use cases. We do plan on building out our own decks in future. So we will be thinking of providing multi-utility there as well. So these all things are there. Apart from that, whatever new ecosystem app that we build, which basically the community will help us decide. So we will add some kind of utility there, so that the overall buying pressure on Orphe continuously increases.
Okay, and Admindio was wondering about any partnerships. We've seen a lot of projects partner up with other projects, and he was wondering if you've got any partnerships secured with other high-end projects, or are you in talks with any?
Yeah, we have been talks in various projects. We recently, last week, we did a AMA with MDB. This week we have a many AMA schedule. One with Bond Investment. We have AMAs with others as well, Parrotly Finance, and few others. So yeah, we do have various partnership with AMS, and once our protocol is live, we will have various other partnership as well. We are in talks with many of the top projects, and so yes, we will be having a lot of partnerships.
Okay, that's good to hear. I kind of just want to run through some stuff on your white paper that I saw. You mentioned earlier that the stakers will have access to IDOs on your launch pad. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is there different like tiers depending on how much you're staking as to how much you can buy in the IDO?
We don't have a pre-specified tiers that you need to hold this much token to qualify for tier one, this much token for two. We have a simple equation by which we define. So basically, we have made the launchpad mechanism such that once you hold a significant amount of tokens, you will everyone gets access to the launchpad, and based on the number of tokens that you hold, your allocation increases. But here's the catch: we have made it in the way of a inverse quadratic function. Won't want to go into the details, but in simple terms, even if someone has a significant amount of S or P holdings, right, they can't just come in and get a massive total allocation there and put in all their money. So after a particular amount, there is a threshold. So we have designed in such a way. So thus incentivizing people to have more SORP, but at the same time making sure that no single party can have huge allocations.
Okay, so you've got these other incentives for staking, basically. What is your estimated daily APR for staking?
Yes, so we don't have any APR. So that's something that we have unique because we can't tell beforehand what the APR we will be providing because we provide the APR in the forms of a stablecoin. We don't distribute our own tokens. The main reason for this is we don't want to deal with inflation for our token. We want to keep our token in an increasing floor price. So the APR that will be decided at the end of cycle. Basically, cycle is 1 month duration, and in this 1 month duration, whatever profit the entire protocol makes, right from the ecosystem apps through bonding through the treasury investment, that is allocated to the all the stakers in form of reward distribution in stable coins. So at that moment we will have a APR, and the APR will completely depend based on the community voting as well as on the total profit that the treasury has made in that cycle. So we don't have any pre-specified APR right now.
Okay, and you said you guys are going to be doing stablecoin airdrops. How often will those be happening, and is there a certain threshold you have to hit before you distribute those?
Yeah, so the stablecoin airdrops are planned at a cycle of 1 month in the starting, based on community decision. This is also configurable. So if the community decide let's do it for a 15-day period, that should be possible too. And initially we will have 30 days period, like I mentioned. And to answer your second question, you don't need to have any minimum allocation. If you hold a single SRP or even a small quantity of SRP, you still get a part of the total reward pool depending on how much percentage of SRP that you hold and how much longer you have staked in the overall protocol in that cycle. So basically, one of the problems that we see with these kind of reward distribution is sniping, right? Reward sniping. So let's say our protocol distributes reward every month. So someone can come a day before, stake their tokens, take the reward on the next day, and just leave the other day, right? So this significantly impacts the long-term stakers. So to deal with this, we have introduced a time-weighted average. So now what will happen? If you stake just 1 day before, you will get very minimal rewards. But if you stake for a period of let's say 30 days, the entire 30 days, the reward that you will get will be significantly higher. So this way we are trying to prevent these kind of reward sniping as well.
Okay, yeah, that's good to have a deterrent set up for sure. Can you tell us more about the venture funds and what you plan on investing in?
Yes, so the venture fund that we are planning, so we will be allocating a small percentage of our total treasury there. So these venture funds, they are of course high risk and high reward investment. So we will allocate a small percentage of treasury there. That too, again, we will have someone from the team doing very specific research on all these projects, listing down everything about the projects, all the details about the team, everything, and then we will let the community decide. Okay, we want to allocate this much percentages or this much amount to the project, and this venture fund will basically work hand in hand with our launchpad, because on our launchpad we will continuously onboard projects, and once we onboard a project we will provide them end-to-end support, and post that they can also apply for getting funded by the treasury itself. So this is the overall plan to combine both launchpad and venture funds and make it a unique ecosystem so that we can help grow new innovative ideas in the crypto space.
Awesome. All right. So for everybody listening, I'm sure you guys know Oracle Finance has offered up a couple $100 to give away today. So it's probably a good time to go ahead and do that. You guys probably know how it works. We're gonna open up this channel for about 5 minutes. It's the AMA giveaways channel. If you need to, hop in the chat and just hit hashtag AMA giveaways. It'll pop up. You can click in there. But it is going to be right at the top like it normally is under the submit AMA questions category. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna open this up. We're gonna make this public for 5 minutes. Just react to the giveaway bot to get your name in there. And then we're gonna close it after 5 minutes and winners will be announced at the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and open that up. You guys go ahead. We've got a 5 minute timer. Y'all know what to do. So if anybody's got any more questions, raise your hand. I've got some more that I want to ask, but if anybody wants to get up here and ask a question, just raise your hand. We'll get you up here. But can you tell us more about the liquid token funds?
Yeah, so that is something that we plan on building. So basically, liquid token funds is uh, systematically trading tokens, crypto tokens, basically that have high liquidity and high market cap. So we plan on using our expertise in quantitative finance to build all these kind of model and infrastructure so that we can trade these tokens and generate higher profit at a significant lower risk as compared to venture funds. So we will be allocating a portion of the treasury there, and we will be using various mechanism to trade these tokens.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So you guys had mentioned in your white paper that at the moment the team is going to be kind of directing the project until you get it to a comfortable place, but then you wanted to open it up to community voting, like DAO. So can you talk more about that and kind of how long you think the team will be heading this up before you open up a lot of this stuff to community voting?
Yeah, so this we plan to do just after our launch. Post launch, we are planning to integrate with a snapshot for all these kind of DAO voting. Like I mentioned, the DAO is the basic engine, one of the three pillars on which Oracle Finance is standing on. Uh, right now, like I mentioned, we planned on launching on Oasis, and we do have a community proposal ongoing. We haven't even launched it, but we already have a community proposal going in Discord where the community basically puts their suggestions, and basically they will choose which chain we are launching on. So we are fully committed to making Oracle Finance a community first project. That's our ultimate aim, and we are already working on that. Yeah.
Cool. I was just looking through your docs again, and you guys are going to be doing some yield farming. So, do you know exactly what you'll be putting that into? Do you have any idea what direction you'll be going with the yield farming?
Yeah, so yield farming would be the like we have three investment mechanisms. You already covered venture funds, you already covered liquid tokens, and then is the yield farming. So yield farming out of these three, is the one with the least amount of risk. So that's why we plan on dedicating our huge amount of our treasury, or most of the treasury into yield farming, so that the protocol continues to get a stable passive yield while also preserving our total capital of the treasury. So if you ask me the percentages right now, we don't have the percentages yet because that too we want the community to decide. We don't want to impose something on. But yeah, this is something that will be the highest chunk of investment from our treasury.
Cool. So yeah, I saw in here about the token allocations and everything. So I wanted to get into how the team will be compensated. Looks like you guys will have some team tokens that will be vested. So and you've got some fees, of course, with everything that you're doing. So can you kind of talk a little more about that and just let everyone know how the team plans to be compensated?
Yes. Initially, like I mentioned, the core team. So the entire core team is working for the token allocation. We have been working on this project from mid January, and it's like now 4 months. And in the meantime, we have completed our core app and our launchpad as well. we plan on building lots of stuff in the side of ecosystem. We have plans for multi-chain treasury. So for this, for the initial allocation, we have 20% for the team tokens so that we can quickly accelerate and hire more team members. In the long term, we plan on having a 10% fees from the ecosystem, as well as we are starting with a 5% fees from the bonding mechanism, which will gradually be reduced to 2. So these are the fees. Apart from that, we do plan on charging a small percentages from liquid token funds as well as from the venture capital as well. So I think that would be 2% from venture capital funds and 10% from liquid tokens fund as well, because we need to keep building out these things and keep maintaining all these ecosystem and stuff. So that is what the team phase will look like.
Okay. And yeah, everybody, this is all on their docs too. So if you want to check out their Discord and look at those docs, I think I made a recent announcement as well with that link. So all that info is in there. So let's towards the end, I always kind of like to talk about the security measures that will be in place for everybody. So can you talk about your plans for multi-sig, audit, KYC?
Yes. So we are already KYC'd by House of Obsidian. I hope you guys know about that. It's one of the KYC projects that has been basically backed by Jesse, which is one of the famous YouTubers in the crypto space. On audit side, we have been recently audited by DeFi Security, and we do plan on having a multisig for our treasury, which will include team members as well as community representative. We will be initiating the process for including the community representative in the multisig soon after our launch. So we have all these security measures, and on the day zero of the project, we promise that unless and until we have all these security measures, we won't be launching, and that's true today as well. So we are more or less already done with all these multi-sig, KYC, audit, all these requirements. And post launch, we will include the team community members in the multi-sig as well. So that's all on the side of security.
Okay. Yeah, I think our community really appreciates the House of Obsidian and what they've done. So, so yeah, that's always great to hear. So let's see. I think I may have forgotten to cover how long those team tokens will be vested. Did you mention that?
Yes, so team token is vested for some of the team members. It's vested for the 6 months. For the founders and the team members with higher token allocations, it's vested for 1 year.
Great. Awesome.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I also
That's good to hear.
sorry, I just
Go ahead.
wanted to add that the initial team token we haven't allocated the entire amount. We do have a significant chunk of that left, so that we can attract top talents going forward, so, to help us build out the entire all these ecosystem apps and all these things that we want to build.
Do you mean you'll allocate those tokens to developers or influencers, or what did you have in mind for those?
Yes, so that's the plan. So that when we go in future, when we need to hire someone or have someone in the team, we will allocate some of those tokens to those people as well.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So I think we've pretty much ran through your whole white paper here. I think we've got everything pretty well covered. Is there anything that you think we did not cover that you need to bring up now before we kind of close out?
Yeah, I think you guys went through the white paper in details, and I think you guys covered it out everything, right from the ecosystem, the capital thing, security, everything. So I don't have anything else that I have in mind right now. But if any of you guys have any questions, you are more than welcome to join our Discord or ping me personally, and we are more than happy to answer all your questions.
Great. So guys, yeah, if y'all have any more questions, go ahead and head over to their Discord. Like he said, go ahead and tag him in the chat. I will leave the Oracle AMA questions category open for a little bit longer in case you want to hop in there and answer any questions that we may not have got to today. So I'll leave that open for the rest of the day. And then also we will have this recording and the screen recording as well that we will post to YouTube. That way you can see who's talking. So anyway, we will post that today. We'll go ahead and get that going, and then Crypt, I will send that to you as well, so you can send out to your community. But yeah, guys, just head over there if you got any more questions, and go ahead and tag Crypt in the chat, and he'll get you taken care of. We appreciate you coming out, man.
Yeah. Thanks for hosting us. That was a really nice to be here, and a lot of community members took out their time to join this. So thanks again for joining this.